Some people were asking me to talk about matrix operations. I think that is an awesome idea. Here are 4 matrices, and let's talk about their dimensions first. Dimensions are the rows by columns. Matrix A has 3 rows and 3 columns, so we call it a 3 by 3 matrix. Matrix B is 3 rows, 3 columns, so it is also a 3 by 3 matrix. Matrix C has 2 rows and 3 columns, so we call it a 2 by 3 matrix. And matrix D has 3 rows and 2 columns, so we call it a 3 by 2 matrix. So let's talk about adding matrices. So if we add A plus B, it would look like this. And since the 2 matrices have the same dimensions, 3 by 3, we're allowed to add them together. And the resulting matrix will also be the same dimensions, 3 by 3. So the way we get this first entry is by adding the corresponding entry of the other 2 matrices. And 3 plus 5 is 8. And same thing here, the corresponding entries, 2 plus 1 gives us 3, and 1 plus 9 gives us 10. And it's the same for all the remaining entries. And this is how matrix addition works. As long as your 2 matrices are the same size, your resultant matrix will be the same size, and you just add the corresponding entries. And if we look at C plus D from before, since the 2 matrices do not have the same dimensions, we cannot do matrix addition with these matrices. And also, if this had become a minus, this is still defined. We just need to subtract instead of add the corresponding entries. So 3 minus 5 is negative 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, and so on. Next is scalar multiplication. That's having a scalar number being multiplied by the entire matrix. Well, since this is a 3 by 3 matrix, the result will also be a 3 by 3 matrix. And all we do is 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and so on for the other values. We're just essentially distributing this 3 to all the different terms. And that is how scalar multiplication works for matrices. Now let's talk about matrix multiplication. So this first matrix has 1 row and 3 columns, and this other matrix has 3 rows and 5 columns. We call this matrix a 1 by 3, and this matrix is a 3 by 5. If these 2 numbers match, then we know we can perform matrix multiplication. And then the dimensions of our resulting matrix will be these leftover numbers, 1 by 5. And here are the 5 entries we need to fill. So to fill this first entry, we're going to take the row of the first matrix times the column of the second. Let me show you how we multiply this row by this column. We take this 1 times this 4 plus the 2 times the 5 plus the 3 times the 6. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 6 is 18. Add them all up and we get 32, and we put the 32 in this cell. Then we start over again and we work on this one. This will be the first row times the second column. We do 1 times the 7 plus 2 times the 8 plus 3 times the 9. That gives us 7, 16, and 27. Add those all up, we get 50, and we put 50 right here. Now for this one, same thing, but it's first row, third column. 1 times 9 plus 2 times 6 plus 3 times 9. And that gives us 9, 12, and 27. 9 plus 12 is 21. 21 plus 27 is 48, and we put 48 right there. So we do the exact same thing for the fourth entry. The row of the first times the fourth column of the second. 1 times 7 plus 2 times 2 plus 3 times 7. That gives us 7, 4, and 21. The 7 and the 4 are 11, and that gives us 32, and we stick it right there. And we do the exact same process for the last entry. So this seems like such a complicated method. Why do we do it this way? I'll show you with an example. If we have apples, bananas, and carrots, and we charge $1 for each apple, $2 for each banana, and $3 for each carrot, and then on the other matrix, the columns can represent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the days of the week. And the rows will represent these apples, bananas, and carrots. So what this 6 right here means is that on Monday, we sold 6 carrots. This 8 means on Tuesday, we sold 8 bananas. And this 9 means that we sold 9 apples on Wednesday. So how much money did I make on Monday? Well, I would take the $1 I get for every apple times the 4 apples I sold, plus $2 for every banana times the 5 bananas that I sold, plus $3 for every carrot times the 6 carrots that I sold. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 6 is 18. These all add up to 32. And that is what I have right here. And that tells me Monday's money. Well, it's the same thing for the rest of these. This is going to be Tuesday money, Wednesday money, Thursday money, Friday money. And this is just an example of why we do matrix multiplication in this way. So I hope you enjoyed this introduction to matrices. You guys are awesome. Comment on what you'd like me to talk about next, and I'll talk to you soon.